Welcome to D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. Join us in our campaign and shenanigans as we explore the subterranean labyrinths, plunder hordes of treasure, battle legendary monsters. This podcast will be following our gaming group and the adventures of these characters, as well as a few guests from time to time. Join us as we start a new campaign and our journey to experience the best, and maybe the worst, in the 5th edition of Dungeons & Dragons.
Hi, this is Kellie, aka Trixie from Ragnarok and Roll, assigned to Ragnarok Story, and Tilda Wimblewick from D&D Journey of the 5th Edition. First off, I would just like to say thank you to everyone for listening to our varied adventures, as well as for rating us on iTunes and RPGpodcast.com. If you haven't rated us yet, we would greatly appreciate it if you could. And if you're looking for more ways to support our efforts, we are now on Patreon, a great site where you can help us continue making more podcasts, as well as some special surprises for our patrons. If you can, please look us up at www.patreon.com/cppn. Every little bit helps. And again, thank you for listening.
Your spells are awesome.
Yeah, because that was a second level spell.
Uh-huh.
I think that's the one I chose for.
The just in case.
Yeah, second level. So, prayer of healing.
New dice. Got it.
Yeah, I see that.
And it just rolled in 20.
Dang! Saying, I'm so glad you bought me.
Taking quicken spell.
Oh, the quicken.
Feel the quickening?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Jocelyn is with us in spirit.
Mm-hmm.
With her tankards.
Yep.
Her lovely full tankards. And Albert don't care.
No, but okay. I hope they make that mean.
Oh, the Texas Hold'em one?
Mm-hmm.
Bandito Bear don't care.
Mm-hmm.
This one at RinCon pulled 3 full houses in one night tournament of poker. Yeah.
I'm known as the Full House Bandito.
No kidding.
Uh-huh.
3 freaking full houses. Here, I'm sitting here, 2-pair in my hand. I'm cocky. I'm betting up the pot against the guy over here. We ended up finding out he had 2-pair too. And all of a sudden...
Was your 2-pair better than his?
My 2-pair was better than his, but then Full House Bandito walked in.
Mm-hmm. I was just Full House then.
Yep, just Full House then.
They were calling me Full House.
Texas...
After the 2 hands that I won were Full Houses. And then...
In Texas Hold'em with zombies, it's an awesome game because basically it's Texas Hold'em, but you get a whole set of different cards that you can use during the showdown, which is at the end. Then
at any time.
Yeah, at any time, at the
flop.
flop, at the turn, and basically there's a
draw.
card at the draw, and there's a card in there called the Bandito Bear. It's gold cards, so there's only one in the deck. And what you can do before the flop, in Texas Hold'em when you drop the first 3 cards, before then, you can basically drop the Bandito Bear and take everything in the pot. Well, when Full House Bandito Bear here used that card, she happened to have, when someone loses the game and they're out, all of their item cards go into the pot. So there's a bunch of item cards. And
no, not just 2. It was a bazooka and ammo.
Yeah, bazooka and ammo. Because everyone else on the table that loses gets a zombie during the game. And you have to either kill the zombie because your item cards will be like, hey, I have a shotgun. 1 ammo will kill 2 zombies with that shotgun. Or I have a barricade.
1 ammo will kill 1 zombie.
Mm-hmm.
Or a bazooka, 1 ammo will kill 6 zombies.
But it takes the bazooka out of play.
Yes.
Well, conveniently, me and the other guy, this gentleman that won his table and joined our table,
Yeah, and we all hated him because he had this huge stack of coins,
He
and
had
it
a
was not fair. It was
he
just
had-
wasn't fair.
For 4 of us, we had a table's worth of chips split. He had a table's worth
No,
of
no.
chips.
We had 8 people at our table. He had 4.
Oh.
So he got all of their coins. Well, we still had 6 people playing.
Mhm.
So
We were playing
they-
fun lowball.
So
poker.
there was only
Oh.
2 people out, and most people had a modest stack. You know, so there was no way this guy could literally buy the pot.
He could just keep buying each round.
He could just raise it so that there's no point in that we wouldn't have the money to, you know, which is why Golda got pissed.
Yeah. But she went out with a
she went
boss.
out like a boss.
She had an item card called the Plague. When you go out,
which is play anytime.
drop the Plague, and everyone gets a zombie at the table.
Yeah, she can play it at any time. So anyone who flopped or folded,
Folded.
which in that hand, like
Everyone did.
everybody but 2, I think, 2 people folded.
Yeah. I had crap cards. I had like a 3 and a
So-
3 and an 8. I mean,
Everyone but 2 had folded. So it was like 4 people got zombies.
mhm.
And
And-
like,
And when it comes to after the showdown, after the winner's been figured out, because the winner, depending on the black cards that you win in your winning hand, because in Texas Hold'em, you have 5 cards everyone plays with,
yeah,
and your
you
2
have
personal
your
cards.
deal, which is the 2 cards you have in your hand. Then you have the flop, which are the first 3 cards that get pulled. Then you have the turn,
Mhm.
which is a 4th card that gets laid down. And then you have the river, which is the last card that gets played down. And that's...
And then you have your 2 cards, and it's the best 5 cards you can make out of all of
Uh-huh.
them. So everyone's sharing the same 5 cards.
Except for your 2 hidden ones.
Yeah, except for your private 2 cards. But, yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
Because we were all getting that pot nice
So
and big.
when
We're
this
using-
guy with this huge pot came over, everybody was sending zombies to him.
we were all shotgunning.
We were
after
trying to
him.
get his money down because he had to pay for the zombies.
Because there's this cool... Because when your final hand is made, for every black card in the winning hand, the winner gets an extra zombie to give to people. And the winner gets to give out these extra zombies. Well, I was... Literally 3 of us in a row used zombie lures.
They all
It's
send them on
cute
him.
little teddy bear.
It's a
music
wind-up
box.
teddy bear with a music box.
And basically, at the beginning of each game, one of us were dropping zombie lures on him because we're all like, "Oh no, you're gonna lose money to those
He
zombies."
was like betting $2 on it.
he was
$2 just to
dropping
feed
really
the
big bets.
zombies.
Yeah, like $250 towards the end. Because during the game is you can either kill the zombies if you have item cards, or if you don't, you have to pay them poker chips
You
to
have to pay
feed the
money to
zombies.
feed the zombies.
And the zombies stay, so that you can perpetually keep getting more and more zombies.
Yeah.
But there's really cool cards like Barricade. 2 zombies, disappear because they destroy the barricade.
Yeah, but the only
Weapons.
way you start off with 5 item cards at the beginning, okay, with your bank and stuff. But the only way to get new cards is either by certain cards that get played, win,
Because if
a
you win,
hand.
you get a free card.
or and if
Depending
you win
on
the
what
pot
hand.
on somebody who died,
Or
and you get to loot their
if you
stuff.
make it to the end, the showdown,
You can buy.
you can buy an item card, which is always a good investment to buy an item card.
but only if you make it to the showdown.
Because like towards the end, my poker pile was my chip pile was getting really small, and I had no item cards, so I was constantly having to feed
see.
my zombies.
I was having an issue with item cards.
Yeah, I was able to stay in for quite a while though.
And there's
But
certain
you
item
beat
cards.
that guy.
Yeah, well, certain
Yeah.
item cards. There's like one call, like you an alien abduction card. You can play it, and that means you can steal somebody else's item card. Okay, but there's one. It's called the safety deposit box, which you can put any card under it,
And no one
and
can
no one
steal
can
it from
steal
you.
it. Period. Because there's a couple stealing cards.
Yeah, there's a couple that you can just
Steal
say,
other
I'm
people's
taking
stuff.
this.
And but if you have the safe deposit box, you can put anything that you don't want to risk losing. Well, unbeknownst to everybody, I had the Bandito Bear. And I had it under my safe deposit box. And so when the pot was just getting ridiculous, because this guy had more money than I did.
I had.
I mean, there was
an
this
ace
awesome
and a
player.
king, same suit. in my
Tito,
hand.
he was this amazing
Tito was a
player.
great player.
He was incredible, but I took him out.
Yeah.
So I got all of his stack.
stuff?
And and actually I wound up looting his stuff too.
Uh-huh.
But because of that, I was able to actually go against the guy who had all the
She had
stack.
an equal amount of chips.
No,
at
no,
that
I
point.
still had technically less.
Yeah.
But he was paying out so much for the thing.
Oh, we were
But-
getting
How
that
many
pot
zombies did he
huge.
have?
Oh, he had
Yeah.
like.
Yeah, no, we were even. We were pretty much even. Actually, I had a little more. You're right, because so I eventually.
Because I kept lowballing him to get the
Well, and
dollar
then-
chips out there and play.
Of course, none of them knew what type of hand I had,
Uh-huh.
so I was. And the Bandito Bear can only be paid before the flop, so he must have had like
I don't know
really,
what
he had
flop
like, that's the first 3 cards that go down.
So everyone starts betting, and
Based on your just 2
if
cards.
we're going around the table and I raise, Jazz would have to match. You would have to raise your bet to match my bet, and then basically you can keep raising each other. And I had a good hand. I felt really good with the hand, which is why I was like,
raising and
Well,
raising.
and the thing is, I had total garbage. Total garbage. I mean, I had like a 3 of diamonds and an 8 or 7 of
I had quite a
hearts.
few garbage hands that game.
And
yeah.
this is before the flops. Nobody knew. I'm like, this is a garbage hand. But the thing is, I knew that I had a Bandito Bear in reserve, which is a play before the flop.
And she's watching all those
and
guys
this guy, I
get
can tell.
testosterone
Well,
puffing
so
out
I had
drum
it,
chips out there.
So it's like, so okay, I just do the little raise, and he like raises a lot. I mean, he doubles the, and then it's like, oh,
Sure.
okay.
I wasn't going to let him buy the pot, so I was keeping in. And
Yeah, so then I'm like, okay. It's like, so, and I'm not that swift at betting, okay? It's like, okay, so I was always asking the dealer, okay, so if I want to raise, how much would I have to put in? He was like, well, at this point, you have to double the pot, which means you would have to put in X amount of, I'm like, okay. So he did,
He's
and
so
he
cute.
did. Eventually, I got him all in. Because he had like
He was
he had
all
like
in.
an ace and a king.
Were
Yeah.
you all
Or-
in too?
No, actually, I had a little more in reserve. But I mean, it was pretty much, yeah.
It was a balls to the
It
walls.
was,
game.
go big or go home moment. But actually, no, the first one is like he kept raising.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, I kept raising him too. And it's like, because I was going to do the flop. Well, actually, and I had nothing in my hand. And so they all folded. So I got it all before the flop anyways. And he'd put in a lot of coins.
Uh-huh.
So by that time, now I had more than him. I had more coins than this gentleman. So, because he kept wanting to raise it, but I'm like, I'll go all in right now. And of course, it's like, when I said that, they're all like, fold.
We're like,
and the
oh,
thing
let's
is-
be a lady tonight.
And the thing is, you don't have to show your 2 cards. I show my 2 cards. That's right, nothing. They all folded. All, like, Jim,
Yep.
the other gentleman, and the one in the yellow shirt. I forget his name. They all
You
folded.
bluffed them.
So I bluffed them. Yeah, and it's like, so
and
the
you say you
very...
have no poker face.
So then I had like a ton of coins at this point in the stage. But the thing is, I also got the bazooka and the thing
Because she had a small herd of zombies already at this point.
Yeah, no, I only had one. I was just paying that. But I got the bazooka and the ammo. So it's like, But then, so the next time around, sure enough, I had total garbage. But sure enough, apparently this guy had a really good hand. That was when he had like either had a pair of aces, or I think it was an ace and a king.
Yeah.
I think
Before
it was
the
an ace
flop.
and a king before. Yeah, this is just
The
flop.
first 2.
So he raises, and I'm like, I raise, and like, so he goes all in, and I'm like,
Okay.
So, and I'm like, how much would that? Okay, because every time it would get to me, and I'm like, because I'm terrible at betting. I'm like, I can never calculate. I was an art major for a reason, was to avoid math, and so I was always asking the dealer, okay, so now. That means if I were to double it, if I were to raise again, I would have to double it, all right? And how much would that be? So he would calculate, and I'm like, but every time I would always say before the flop, right? This is before the flop. Because I'm like, I had to
she
make
said
sure
it like
I was
3
right.
times. I didn't catch it, honestly. She was very distinct
I'm like,
before the flop.
so this is
I
okay.
should
So
have known.
now if I
should have
do
caught
that,
it.
because I wanted to make sure. Because I didn't know all the terms.
I was
hadn't
too
played.
fixated on the dude over here because
And-
I was trying because
And I
Kellie was
wasn't
literally sitting
entirely
right
sure
there.
about what the terms meant for Texas Hold'em.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
So, like, what the flop was, what the turn was, what the river was. Now I know.
River?
Yeah, that's
It's
the
the last card.
Go on,
You're already
go on.
down
So-
the river.
Eventually, so it gets around again. The guys, and like, I'm
We're-
like, yes, I'm
we're-
doubling it. Okay, and that would basically put him all in. So, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to double it. Okay, this is for the flop. And then finally the dealer's like, oh my God. And he just
he
has
sat
this
next
moment.
to
He just
Kellie.
has this moment because he's like, literally, I'm like right here, and he's like right here because he's trying to deal
So you
because
can
we were
see
on
your
this
card?
side. No.
Oh, okay.
Well, the dealer wasn't playing
No
himself.
one
he
can
was,
see this card because the card's under my safe deposit box. But so the guy goes all in. You know, the other gentleman was smart. He didn't. He stopped betting.
He's like, no, because he was really low on chips at that point.
Yeah, and you stopped.
Yeah,
so it was
at
just
that
between
point,
him and I.
at that point,
and
I'm like,
Jim had
I
like
can't afford. I couldn't afford to stay
amount
in.
of coins.
I want to play at
And
least
the other guy
two more
had
hands.
he had like a small, you know, but he was one of the earlier winners.
Uh-huh.
Sure enough, so he gets around, and by this time, all of the guys who run the game, you know,
are sitting there
they're
watching.
and
They
there's
know.
one there, and it's like,
And
no,
they love
only
this
the
game. I'm
dealer has
watching.
realized what's about to happen. He's like, oh my god. You know, and it's like, sure enough. So then it gets to, you know, it's around, and I'm like, okay, and the flop's about to happen. I'm like, I whip out the Bandito Bear, and they're like, the chairs go flying back. That guy starts standing up, going, oh my god! The crowd goes.
What? What does the Bandito Bear do?
Steals all
You
the
get
coins
all of
before
the
the
pot.
flop.
The game is this round is over. You just get the money.
I just get all the money.
Oh my god.
Bandito
You
Bear
steal it before
comes
the
in.
flop.
And you had a crap
And he was
hand.
all in. And again, I had a
Uh-huh.
crap hand. Okay, but I didn't show it that time.
And
That
the
would
thing
just
is,
be not nice.
apparently, this is the best use of the Bandito Bear the guys have ever seen. That's the
They're
most
like-
amount of chips. Because there was
They were
dollar
like,
chips
"Oh
all over
my
the table, which is
God,
the
we're
highest
talking-
number.
We're spending like
Well, you made
$12
Yeah.
in this thing, yeah. And well, this is why they
Is
started
this real
calling
money?
No,
No,
it's
no.
their chips.
Okay.
It's poker chips.
So it's like
Really good quality poker chips.
yeah, and so because the guy had gone in, and one of the reasons why the guys were so excited, we found out afterwards, and I just couldn't stop giggling because I'm like, oh my god, I can't believe I did that. I like, oh my god.
She was cute. She was
Like
so
after I
cute.
beat Tito, he's like giving me his hand and a shake. I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, you give me a hug.
Yeah,
And
Tito
he
is
was
a good
so
guy.
awesome. And so this guy, I mean, literally, but turns out apparently in their other one,
Because we
the
brought
smaller
two
one,
tables to one table.
because they had so many extra people wanting to play, and we were pre-registered for this one for the con, but
We had a
apparently
cool table.
that's how he won the last time, was he annihilated this poor girl who had never even played in her entire life with a Bandito Bear. And
Karma.
that had all the
yeah, the dude that
Yeah,
came
the-
over with all the coins, and I guess,
What a mercenary.
well, and the thing is, I guess he was like not as nice about it. You
Oh,
know?
he's not a
he
nice
he
winner.
like laughed, but they said it wasn't really mean, but it's like, but they were totally calling it karma.
Yeah.
That it was card karma that he got taken out the exact same way. So then
Live by the
we
sword,
pi-
death by the
so
sword.
they want me to pile up all the coins so they can take a picture, and I'm just giggling because I'm like,
She's
I
just-
can't believe oh my god, I actually did something
That's the
amazing.
picture you sent
That's
me.
the picture I sent
and
you,
I'm
yeah.
like literally, because then they're talking, and the guys who run
are
this
just
game
so
are a great
excited
bunch of
about it.
guys.
Oh, they're amazing.
And
group.
they're very exuberant. They're very energetic. They're vibrant, and they're just they were having as much fun
Did Goldust
dealing. No,
She
left.
left. She wasn't feeling good.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, after she had gotten this really great card earlier
yeah.
before that,
The prayer.
The prayer, which means she can go through all the stacks, the
all the
discarded
item
or
cards
the
and look through it.
remaining item card stack to find and take one card. So I thought, and I
We all
came after
swore
her
she went for the
for
Bandito card.
Beard, but she didn't. So it was funny because I'm like, I pull an alien alien abduction, and I go through her cards, and it's like, she goes, go ahead, you're not going to find it's not there. It's like, because she had already placed it. She placed a fortress, and so then she went out like a boss with the plague.
Oh, big time. Dropping plague as she leaves, and we all
It was
get
equivalent
zombies.
of dropping the microphone.
Yep.
And then she hung around a little later, and then she whispers to me, you know, it's like, oh, the bear was about 12 items down, and I'm
Like
like,
you're a card
and
counter.
I'm like, damn it, I wasn't even counting. You know, it's like, she goes, I know. It was awesome. So, and I totally didn't expect to get the bear, but because I won a hand, you get an item card. And that was the one
So
I
every time you
got.
win, you automatically, and depending on your hand, you can get multiple cards, which is
So
nice.
immediately it goes, you can only put one card under the safe
Safe
deposit box.
So can you take one out and put one in?
Yes,
You can't
Okay,
swap
so
it.
it's not
you can
like
swap
Yeah.
it, yeah. But it was just, everyone was there. The guys.
It was a great
was this-
game.
this-
It was.
I mean, Mark from TGG's like, can you keep it? He was jokingly going, can you keep it down? We're trying to play a game. Because literally, the crowd went wild.
Yeah.
It was like, the guys, like, chairs went back, flew back going, oh my God.
Because this was a huge.
These guys are.
This is the biggest pot to that moment.
And the guy that lost,
he was good.
magnanimous about it?
Yeah,
Oh,
but
he's
he
a
was
good
actually
sport.
kind of, but yeah. It's
I
like,
knew
it
I was
like,
going out in 2 rounds.
Yeah, and
but I
so
made
it
it
was
3
just-
rounds because I got lucky on one hand.
Yeah, so, and literally, all I wanted to do was make it to the final 4, because the final 4 each got a ring coin.
which you can use at the vendors. That's all I wanted.
And it was
I
a really good
never
ring
used
coins.
coins at vendors?
Yeah, it gives you $1 off.
Yeah.
Oh.
And
Or you can keep it as an awesome
I'm
memento.
sorry.
Yeah.
Someone else should have gotten the RinCon at.
But so that's all I wanted. I never expected to win because literally this whole time I
I was
only
so
won
proud of
about 5 hands of actual poker for this entire tournament. And then there was the one where everybody folded beforehand.
Yeah.
I only played total of 8 hands really because I folded right away on most of the others.
Which is probably a good
So,
call because it kept
yeah.
your chip pile safe.
Yeah, that I was, I was
There's
still
quite a few
losing,
hands I should have folded
but-
from the get-go, but I'm like, you know what? Let's make some money getting this.
So then, I annihilated my husband
Yeah,
because
I
I
went
wasn't
all
Running
in.
out
really
of time, though.
No,
Yeah.
sorry. But then the other gentleman, in 2 hands, I had him gone. Okay,
Yeah.
one hand on him, and then that one, and so I took it all.
Hey, I just figured if I'm going to lose, might as well lose to you.
But it was so much fun.
It was an awesome game.
But it's it takes poker to a whole nother level.
And it keeps poker from being that game that lasts 6 hours. It really does.
Poker lasts that long.
Oh,
It could.
longer.
It can, yeah.
We were playing basically slow style poker at our table, which is why our game lasted so long and theirs was so fast because we were all just having fun talking.
And the
shit
dealer's
talking.
baby was there with his
Oh,
wife. Oh,
the
she's
baby was
such
adorable.
an adorable baby. Oh my God, Grace.
Yeah,
Poor little thing was teething though.
yeah.
Okay.
So everything goes in the mouth.
Yeah, so the next morning we went and got a set because they were awesome.
Yep.
And I told them that
And
they
some
have to
blister
make a
backs.
meme.
How much
That-
is the set?
Well, we got the big one. and some
90 is the
booster
big
packs.
one, 25 is the small.
Yeah, and these are actual Vegas.
Yeah, these are-
quality
Oh, you said
chips.
the chips were really
Yeah,
good.
oh,
And the decks.
the chips are
Should get
better
plain.
quality weight than these. I mean,
Yeah, but let me get to the meme. So I told them that night because I was still giddy the whole night. I
She
was
was.
literally
Giddy as a schoolgirl.
I was giddy.
and I was sending them
And
And
photos
technically, you
all
would
night
be
long.
the Full House Bendita.
Yeah, but the card
It's
is
a Bendito bear.
bear. So, I thought that later that night, I'm like, I thought of a meme. It's like you take a picture of the Bendito bear card, and you go, pair of aces before the flop. Oh no, all in, pair of aces before the flop. Bendito bear don't care.
That's true. That's funny.
But it was amazing. So yes, I digress. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
we should focus.
Back on
But
track.
would you like me to turn the AC down because it's getting really cold in
I'm
here?
getting a little chilly.
Okay.
Are you?
I'm Canadian.
That's right. I keep forgetting that.
Which means your blood
I'm
is maple
actually
syrup.
fine.
Yes.
I'm
Okay.
fine.
I didn't know if it was just me or not because it's like really cold and
I'm a
breezy
little
right
cold.
Well, you're
but
actually
I'm-
under the vents. We
Uh-huh.
are.
I'm a little cold, but
And
I
usually
prefer
I'm
to
never
be
cold.
cold than hot.
Still
you know?
recovering from pneumonia.
Yeah. Okay. Well, actually, yeah, he is. So
No,
let's-
no, I'm fine.
You had pneumonia. It was diagnosed.
Yeah. I was dying.
Turn it down. I mean,
No,
brother,
no,
turn it
no,
up.
no. As long as you're saying it's comfortable and it's not just my wonky body
No,
temperature right
I'm
now.
know.
a little cold too.
Okay, because usually you guys are the first ones to tell me it's cold, and I'm like, I'm fine. Welcome back to D&D Journey of the 5th edition. We've got a slightly reduced crew today, but it's 3 of our hardcore adventurers.
And
Everybody,
we have a
I'm
cleric.
hardcore.
which is
and you have the
important.
cleric, which is the important.
If you're going to have a small party, make one of them a cleric.
I'm just a required.
DPS.
So-
if I don't hit my own players.
That would be much appreciated.
Yeah, I know.
I just healed that. Don't stop shooting them.
Damn it! I just cleaned this mess up, and now I have to clean it again.
What
So
can I say?
do we want to go around the table introducing so everyone knows who's actually here?
This is Jazz. I'm playing Kriv, a
Sorcerer.
Dragonborn sorcerer.
Full of awesome.
Extraordinaire.
Yeah. This is Kerrie. I'm playing Tallyn of the Hidden Forest Tribe. I'm a half-elf ranger.
And this is Kellie. I am playing Sister Solace, the tiefling cleric of Pelor.
So as we wrapped up last time with Red Larch, you guys have pretty much.
Larch. Sorry, it's been a while.
It
It
has-
has, you know. You
I
gotta
will
put the
give
little
you
Monty
that.
Python in there, you know, so.
I will give you that you have kept it under check for a while. I haven't thrown a poker chip at either one of you yet.
As long as we could keep it as a Benny, that's fine.
I still have Benny.
Advantage.
Okay, so you guys pretty much wrapped up with Red Larch. You guys have set things straight. so
Oh
to
no,
speak.
there is much cleaning left to do in this community.
And there's been some conversations.
Healing.
Sister Solace got some inside information about the attack where the Mirabar
The poor
delegation was
dwarves.
attacked.
Yes, but apparently there is a dwarven holy place not far from here. Dancing Waters?
Yeah, the Vale of Dancing Waters.
That's it, the Vale of Dancing Waters.
It's a dwarven holy site.
Yes.
Like, as in only dwarves allowed kind of holy site.
You know, Pelor is a lot more inclusive.
So we've got the crafting
The light
shop
of-
below us, and then there's this holy site, what, a mile out?
Yeah, it's only about, it's less than 10, 15 miles away. In the
Pelor
hills.
loves you.
And our dwarf is not.
What would Pelor do?
What would Pelor do? He would shine bright.
WWPD.
The light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
Okay. So, you guys decided, even though you're at diminished capacity right now, that you're...
No. We have less people, but we're never diminished, darling.
That
We're
you're,
awesome concentrated.
Yeah, that's right.
We're more agile.
this is the stealth crew.
Totally.
And we all like miss our stealth rolls. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
actually, wait a minute, and we can all see in the dark too. Or can Kriv Dragonborn see in the dark?
I don't think he has
so.
dark vision.
Do you have light dark?
I'll double check, but I
But
don't
he
think
just
so.
there's
Low
a
light
flame
vision?
ball and he can see anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got the magical
And then he
sign.
can like sign up.
Yep.
And I can make. I
Sign,
usually
sign.
make my. I usually make my mace glow.
He keeps that around, by the way. Danger keep out is totally the thing you want written in
You can
life.
see it's strapped on his back, as you know, like stick to his backpack. You know.
It's got the
That's
lyre on
awesome.
one side
Oh
and the
my
sign on the
god,
other.
Kriv just invented the bumper sticker.
No, he invented the neon sign.
Yeah, that's true. The neon sign and now the bumper
What are you
sticker.
talking, well, what are you talking about? It's like hanging right at my
Yeah.
bumper.
Okay, that's awesome.
That is so cool. Yeah, warning, do not enter, yeah.
It's a good thing to have if you go to prison.
Exactly.
How does it work for
That's so
Dragonborn?
dark.
You don't want to know. Okay.
Yeah.
so-
Do they lay eggs or do they?
well, according to
digress.
4th edition, they give live birth.
Okay.
According to 3rd edition, they lay egg. Of course, in 3rd edition, they were actually half dragons.
Yep.
So they were confused.
And then, of course, we go to Dragonlands. They were dragon eggs that were perverted into
Exactly.
corrupted.
Turned into the
So-
draconic. Draconians. Yeah. something.
Yeah.
And depending on which color dragon they were and how they were corrupted is what they came out with.
Yeah.
Dragonlance.
That was so sad when you found out about them.
That you've been killing all these baby dragons.
Yeah, I was devastated. I was like, oh my god, I don't know.
Then you find out the nanny dragon. Doesn't that break your heart even
Oh,
more?
I know.
Oh my god, that was heartbreaking.
That
Have
was
you read
only-
Dragonlance?
It's been
No.
decades, but
It's an
yeah.
awesome 3
I-
books, awesome reads, dude. I mean,
All right.
Dragons of Autumn Twilight is the first one.
oh, but that nanny dragon. I'm like,
it's about
it's
basically.
It's
It's-
Dragons of Autumn Twilight, followed by Dragons of Winter Night, and then followed by Dragons of Spring Dawning.
It's funny because the story starts with a bunch of old adventurers getting back together, getting the band back together,
Yeah.
which is an awesome. You think about back in the
call
day,
old, more like adventures that had gone separate ways and have,
they'd all picked their class and developed and gotten better in their class.
Okay, we're digressing again.
Yes, yes.
Even
Okay.
though call out to Stern Brightblade.
Went out like a boss.
That's right.
And mustache. It's all about the mustache. Okay, so what you looking for?
Give me a fig.
And his figure.
Yeah.
We got Dragonborn here
That'll work
That'll
for
work.
now.
Is that a
for
dragon?
now. Yeah, it's a Dragonborn. It's a big old Dragonborn paladin with an axe and a shield.
Yeah.
Because I really do got to find a Dragonborn mini.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
The one that's not militant. Apparently, all the Dragonborn are very militant.
I think it'd be awesome going with a black dragonborn, a paladin, and Pelor.
That would be a
That
cool
actually would be
combination.
funny, yeah.
You think I'm evil? Not so much.
Try
Same
finding a tiefling cleric figure.
True.
that ain't gonna
Doesn't
happen.
breathe acid, breathes lightning.
I have to get some brighter colors so I can paint that.
Mm-hmm.
Or I can just blackwash it for you. So the details show out really
So we have this holy site out
Redwash.
in the hills.
well. Mm-hmm. And you guys do have the site where you found out that the delegation was ambushed. That definitely needs investigating.
Is it
Yes.
is the ambush on the way to this holy site, or
Technically, depending on how you go, yes. You do
They
have
would have probably
a
had to
local.
cross through the town to get to the.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
but they didn't make it to the town.
well, the
right?
delegation was heading towards Red Larch, didn't even make it to the holy site.
Yeah.
Right.
So technically, there is a local guide a local trapper who will take you guys there a back route that's faster, that will bisect the dwarven holy place. Because basically, the dwarves are pretty militant about
They're
non-dwarves
missing
being there.
their dwarves. Yes.
If you'd like to go investigate the ambush site, see if you can get any clues.
Yes,
Well,
because when I spoke with the elder, she talked of the woe, the bringers of woe. Not the nice people, and apparently from what they did to this delegation was truly horrid.
I think we should bring them some.
So I'm thinking this cult did terrible things to them. So let's perhaps we can track down these people and make them suffer for the suffering they have caused.
And
I'm
as
all for that.
and as a
They
member
should
of
pay
the,
for their crimes.
and as Sister Solace is a member of the Order of the Gauntlet, they actually sent her here to contact the delegation, who never made it.
And I'm also sent, of course, to kill that evil earth wizard.
Yes.
All I
The-
know is
the
nature is
Gorgon.
unbalanced,
Gorgon.
and the Earth cult is part of it.
You definitely get the idea that they're up to something shenanigans.
Yes.
Okay.
Shenanigans.
So I say
Shenanigans.
we go. It is the most recent clue that we have received. We already know why the quarry was reported to have issues because apparently it's more cultly.
Okay.
Well,
To the ambush site.
Okay. So you guys get going.
Yes.
Okay.
And our guide is local to the town of Red Larch.
You have Tar. He's basically a local fox trapper. He knows all the little warrens to get into. He's an older guy, but you notice he's got like the coat of many furs. You know, you can see he uses his scrap furs for his own clothing.
The mad trapper.
Kind of
from...
smelly, but not too bad.
Please tell me he doesn't have a penchant for sheep.
I was about to
He
say,
does
he's not in
not.
love with the sheep,
He does
right?
not have a penchant for sheep.
Shout out to the bastard executioner.
Heck yeah. And he's not senile. He's just crotchety. He's all about the if danger happens, hide where I hide, because I avoid danger.
That's how he's lived that long.
I'm a trapper, not a hunter. Hunters run into owlbears. Trappers don't.
Trappers don't care.
Trappers find out owlbears ate their trap. Okay, so are you guys grabbing any extra supplies? Anything like that?
food for the road?
Yeah, food and healer's kits. Always need healer's kits.
Okay, fresh healer kits.
That way we don't overburden
The healer.
the healer, because we might need her.
Just some
And of course, we bring more water since we have, without the aid of Miss Reona O'Tuck's lovely jug. Her jug, her lovely lady jug.
I love the jug.
At least the guys at the table didn't have to go there.
Yeah, we
Just
yeah.
wait.
No, because I was looking at her miniature,
With-
and
with
she's
the-
got the piece, and there's this
No,
jug.
yeah.
She's got her
She's
6
the
pictures.
tavern, That's awesome.
And the
Should
bustle.
have a close up and put it on the side.
My magic jugs bring
Well,
all
you
the
know-
boys to the yard.
I married a breast man.
Okay.
And that's an
definitely.
adventure for a different day.
Well, let's just say
For
we're
what I'm
well
taking
endowed.
care.
We are well endowed.
Whoa. You just gave some boys some puberty.
Okay.
Thank
Sorry,
God.
I'm. Okay, let's
Okay.
go.
Okay.
Because I'm blushing.
Okay. Yeah, everywhere. Okay, so you guys are heading on out. Trapper's taking you there. Are you guys heading on foot? Are you getting some horses?
Oh, how far is it?
Are they willing
It's-
to
it's-
donate these
15
horses
miles.
to?
It's going to be a trek.
We can borrow some horses, right?
Would our guide have a horse? Or
He
would
does
we-
not have a horse.
But then, how would we? That would not be fair to him.
He's got his trapper mule.
Oh, if he has a mule, then that's fine.
Okay.
There seems to be a lot centered around the town. Maybe perhaps the townspeople would be willing to trust the people who unveiled their wrongdoing elders. We'll bring the horses back in a few days.
Yeah, if for some reason something were to happen to these beasts of burden, I
We
will
will
gladly
compensate
pay
them.
compensation for them.
I will definitely take a roll if you would like to convince them, because that definitely sounds like something that would work. I will give you advantage, and go ahead and give me a charisma.
Persuasion?
Okay, you can go with persuasion.
Okay.
Oh.
Somebody else better do it with that.
Oh, you know what? Hold it. I'm going to actually, because how often do I get to use an advantage check?
Yeah. No, I'm actually giving you advantage because you are the Saviors of Red Larch.
That's true. I am.
Right.
You are bona fide heroes.
Oh, I did a 2 and a 3. I do not think that I am.
Do you have any
very
charisma?
persuasive.
Don't forget to add your 2.
No.
The thing is,
that would make a 5. Ooh, damn!
I was going to say, are those double 18s or is that a 16?
No, it's a 16 and 18, so you got to...
So, while Sister Solace is quoting rhetoric of share your bread with your fellow man and your horse too, what do you do, Kriv, with your amazing roll? Do you pull a Spock?
I don't pull a Spock.
The logic
so
is...
I walk up to the rancher and I'm like, don't worry so much about the academics. You know, we're good for it, and we'll be back.
Okay, you guys have a bro moment. He gives you the look. You give him the look. He's like, yeah, I can trust you.
He trusts you.
You have a strong chin.
No.
Scaly, but strong.
Yes.
That was his grandson that you rescued out of the hole.
Oh,
Unbeknownst
Mr.
to me.
Dwagon.
Mr. Dwagon.
Yeah. Unbeknownst to me, but cool.
He gives...
But little Johnny told him all about it.
Mr.
You'll
Dwagon.
never guess what happened. Can I be a dragon boy when I grow up? Or kid, no.
Where do I find your scales? Okay, so he gladly gives you guys 3 horses. Trapper's like, really? Lived here my whole life? All I got is mule. And you guys get 3 horses just by smiling.
This is just on loan. These are not ours to keep.
Right.
Okay. Who's going to be lead? You know, you're going to let the trapper lead, or is our
He knows
range...
the way we're going.
Yep.
Okay.
Fine with me. And every time I seem to do it, I seem to roll poorly.
You get us
Okay.
lost. Who are we kidding?
Let's see how good of a tracker he does with his survival roll. He's
Perhaps
pretty
you
good
can
at it.
assist him, gentlemen. The gentleman.
Yeah, let's assist.
Okay.
What is this?
Survival.
You have really good survival, Kriv.
Yeah, we both have
survival.
I got a
Usually goes
9.
A 9?
Hey,
Wow.
We are lost.
We're just like...
So...
We need to like do mojo the dice or something. Cause
Nobody got over a 10, so your assists did not assist.
We are going in circles.
And literally,
It takes twice.
this trapper is stopping off and getting to every one of his traps and unloading his traps to get his animals and tying them to your horses since he has free labor along the way here.
I have no problem with this.
And he tells you, don't worry, we're going the right way. We're just going to take a little detour to make sure we've got food and supplies for the trip.
This man is taking time out of his valuable day to assist us in this matter. We think we can help him along.
And basically, you guys are going in this horrible roundabout way.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it's not taking you through the Dwarven Holy Place because it's taking you everywhere else in these mountains. Beautiful mountains, by the way. You see in the distance some large flying creatures. You know, nice
Are they
air.
forested mountains or?
They're lightly forested mountains. It's mostly
Mostly
plains
dead trees
mountains.
and brush at this point because
Yeah,
of the
because
drought.
it does have most of the tall grass.
I
is dead.
specialize in forests.
She's like, let's get to the green. We want to go to the green.
Yeah. But alas, who are we waving at?
Sean.
Ah,
She's here. So as you guys are going, let's you camp for the first night in a really safe camping spot. It's an old hunter's place. Now she's throwing stuff at us.
At the window.
Oh, he says he finds you this amazing place that actually has a spot where you only have to dig down a few inches to get water.
Yeah.
He's like, this used to be a riverbed, but now you have to actually work for your water.
I will cook us a lovely stew.
Aw.
If you would care to donate one of your animals to the party, I will make us a lovely repast.
As long as I keep the skins, you can have all the meat.
Of course, sir.
And of course, he skins this skunk and gives you the meat.
How does skunk taste? This is good. I mean, like,
As long as you avoid certain areas.
yeah, really. Just don't hit the glands, right?
Oh, crap.
Unfortunately,
hell?
his survival skill came up with a 1,
And he
and
got
he
doused
hit the
with
gland.
So he is doused in...
No, you all are doused because he's doing it in the middle of camp.
Right. Ah!
Well, it's not
Perhaps.
pressurized yet.
Yes, yeah. So you all have a slight hint of
Odor.
musk. So, but skunk smell is not as bad as it's made out to be.
I know. I agree.
After quite a few hours, you guys start.
As long
It's
as we're
second
not-
nature.
He unfortunately will probably smell worse because he probably actually has the gland stuff on him.
Yes, he's
whereas
got it
we
in
are
his
just-
hands, and he can't really wash up. If someone were to have the cantrip cleanse,
Alas, I did not study that one. But guess what I'm going to do?
because if someone had the cantrip of cleanse, you would be like the fucking rock star in this situation.
Yes, I will study that one this evening, and tomorrow morning everyone will be cleansed.
So you guys have a great.
As long as and also with the pots and pans.
You guys have a great night. Skunk stew, my favorite. Good thing it tastes better than it smells.
Yeah, I'll say.
Okay, so you guys ask him any questions? You're camping for the night.
Have you seen? I mean, other than the what is it? The attack area. Have you noticed anything else? Anything bizarre and out of the ordinary in recent times in this vicinity?
There's a lot going on in the Somber Hills out here. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, you've got the Paladins of Summit Hall over to the far east.
Paladins.
Paladins of Summit Hall.
And which god did these paladins to get their divine power from?
From what I've heard, most of them are of the good gods, but the lady paladin that runs their order, she's a worshiper of the god Tyr.
Interesting. And how far is it from our current destination?
From our destination, it's actually about 40 miles. It's just at the very far eastern edge of the Summit Hills, where the hills become the plains.
At some point, maybe we want to visit them. They may have more information as to what might be going on in this vicinity.
They're pretty good folk. They're just a little stuffy.
They're paladins.
On the plus side,
Unlike the clerics,
they do trade for furs, so sometimes I can get some good deals on some salted pork.
What else have you noticed?
Have you talked to anyone in Red Larch about Feathergale Spire?
Feathergale Spire? No one has
Is that
mentioned this to me.
No.
That wasn't Lance Rock.
No. Lance Rock is a completely different spot. That's on the.
It has been purged.
Purged? You mean trapping's opening up over there?
You should not have any difficulty with the late resident of that general vicinity.
I heard something about a plague was over there.
No plague.
I didn't want any of the sick animals coming back with my furs.
No, all the sick animals were put down.
I'll definitely have to check that out because that's on the way to the West Woods, so I could get some good trapping down there. Just got to be careful. The orc have been rustling around and getting in people's attention.
I think we took care of them too.
We did the orc.
Oh no, wrong one. That was
That
wrong adventure.
Wrong campaign.
I'm way back in.
Okay, we're doing
Raiders of the Lost Orc.
We're doing Princes of the Apocalypse now. We're not doing the Van Valen.
But Feathergale Spire is this tower that's been recently renovated by a bunch of
Bunch of what?
bunch of knights that supposedly they've come from across the distance. They've got flying mounts or something like that.
But they're not paladins like the ones
They're,
at the summit?
they're supposed to be knights. I don't know for sure. I haven't personally ran into them much.
So warriors on flying horses.
Feathergale Spire.
And how from our current destination, how far are they?
Actually, believe it or not, it's on our way back. It's just in a really out of the way valley in the Summit Hills.
How often do they fly out?
I've only seen 3 or 4 of them come out at any one time, and it's usually pretty rare.
And they're
Supposedly,
not
all their energy is being spent in renovating the place there.
What about natural phenomena?
Or unnatural?
Oh, are you kidding? Any points where he dug the water hole? And he's like, the water table's been horrible lately. The sun's been scorching things. When it does rain, it comes through like a flash flood from the valleys, just washing all the good soil away. Fortunately, the animals, and he points to some of the animals he hasn't finished cleaning on the horns, are all skin and bones right now when we should be in the middle of our best season. They should be fattening up for winter.
It does not bode well for the
It's been a really, really rough season.
Nature's out of alignment.
You ain't kidding.
Oh, he points his finger.
There's been some recent cult activity around here, not just at the Larch. Have there been any people who like to set fires that you've noticed around here?
Nothing that I've seen. I mean,
what about these bringers of wool that I've heard of?
From what I heard, there were some just weirdos outside of Red Larch that were sneaking in there.
Have you seen any of them?
No, but I heard stories of you guys and that big hole in the middle of town. That was some truly heroic stuff.
It was nothing. It was our duty. Or my duty.
It was my duty as well. It's the greater good.
Well, I would not speak for you guys. But I'm very happy to have you as companions.
People needed help, and we're generally hardy enough to handle it.
So I should be keeping an eye out for stuff getting on fire now, too?
Fires that are set that aren't part of the drought. I'm sure you should be able to discern them.
I do know that in the local area we got the Desarian River. There's a group opening an old place that was there, supposedly to help protect the river from bandits, but I don't think they had anything to do with fire.
Is this now? If I recall correctly, the Vale of Dancing Waters, the dwarf holy place, is past the river.
Yeah.
Is it near there where the dwarves are?
This keeps about 20 miles downriver of where the dwarves are.
Interesting.
The two groups kind of like make sure not to run into each other.
Well,
but
shall we?
From what I heard, they're supposed to be setting up to cut down on river bandits.
Do you have a lot of problems with river bandits?
I imagine they probably slowed down once the river dried up.
I mean, the river, it's half capacity now, and supposedly they have attacked a couple. We got a town that's way up to the north called Diartar, and usually they send barges down the riverway.
With supplies.
That sell supplies from the north, and then they convey money. And then usually folks will take wagons to go back up north from there.
But I suspect that there has been little commerce in that capacity.
You know, bandits have been bad lately. I mean, I heard the sheriff tell stories of what you guys did.
It's like, well, not all the bandits are bandits.
Some were just desperate men who lost their homes.
Some were just hungry folk trying to get some food for their young.
And some were bandits that bait the bear. Get what's coming to them. Sorry.
And he kind of looks at you like, bait the bear, I don't get it.
Inside joke.
So, I mean, once we investigate the spot you told me about, if you want, we could always come by and check out Feathergale Spire from a distance.
It seems to be the closest one from the position that we'll be in, but we will reserve judgment until we see the attack area. Just once we gather information and clues from there, perhaps we may have a different direction. But I am very interested. I mean, especially if they're renovating and keeping house, but do not be, flying horses is not a common thing.
It's not, but they also take a lot to feed, and I'd be interested if they're up in a spire where they're getting their water.
That's true, and if they are a military organization, why are they not helping the populace in the vicinity?
And wouldn't they be affected by the weird weather? Because there's been weird weather.
Yeah,
Not just the heat and stuff.
Yeah,
there must
the
be
weird lightning.
Yeah.
So, yes, we will. Depending on what we discover on the morrow, I assume that we'll be there by then. Perhaps we should play this a visit to this establishment.
And he pretty much
who their lord is.
While you guys are doing your round table around the campfire, he dismisses himself to get some sleep.
Perhaps we can. I will take first watch. Or, no, actually, may I take last watch? So I can be there for the rise of the morning.
All right, I'll take the first watch.
I'll be midnight, sure.
And he rolls over. Oh, we don't need watch. The horses will tell us if there's any trouble.
I disagree, sir. You already comment on the fact that there are very large bandit issue. But you may rest, sir. We will watch you on the horses.
Okay. And it's funny because as soon as he gets into his rucksack, he pulls out his stuff, and you just instantly get this loud snoring.
I don't think we'll be able to sleep anyways.
Apparently his snoring scares away the monsters. Okay. So what are you discussing as your go-to plans?
We're going to check out the dwarven ambush site, and then depending on what we discover there, we're going to go check out that Feathergale Spire. Yes.
Okay. All right. So you guys...
And of course I'm learning cleanse to cure us of this stench.
Okay. So
Hold on, let me pick which... Normally I have my cantrips. I will forego which cantrip. Let's see here.
don't worry. Natural 20 is good for that roll.
Oh, okay.
It's a good roll to get a 20 on that.
All right. What were you rolling for?
It's a beautiful night. Nothing happens. It's
For
calm.
once, no owlbears.
I will learn cleanse instead of guidance.
Sister Solace wakes up. She gets the last watch. So
I get to see the light of Pelor.
the beautiful first rays of the
Do you have a
sun
Benny?
beam
'Cause
upon
that's
her.
totally awesome.
I do have.
She
Benny,
does have
actually.
a Benny. She's hiding her chip. I know. I got a stack full of chips here.
Well, I already have one.
So.
You have one, don't you?
Yeah, I thought so. Just don't have it
Oh,
on me.
well, I'll give you a physical one. There we go. I'm pretty sure you had one from last time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not, the convincing them of the horses got you one.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so you guys wake up, you know.
And I have breakfast waiting for you, and you all smell a whole lot better.
So she cleanses.
Better than when we started.
She's like, cleanse.
And then clean the pens afterwards.
Okay. So you guys get up. Your trapper friend, he's rolling his stuff up, getting ready.
He's never smelled better, ever.
And the mule smells a lot better, let me tell you, and the horses.
He just does this,
Cantrip. I
Sniffs.
love cantrips.
sniffs his hand, sniffs his vest, and he's like,
And all the rodents that he has on the horses smell better too.
all the fleas are gone.
Yes.
Okay, so you guys head out, and he's taking you there. Anybody want to assist
And the
before I
clothes
roll?
are so glossy.
He's like, I'm gonna get good money for these.
Well, I didn't get a 10.
I got a 9 again.
Wow.
I'm just gonna say, you guys suck.
Today
We
we're
Okay,
made it.
he made it. So he's getting you guys out there.
No, we're saving our rolls. That's
There we go.
Hopefully, that's what
Okay.
that means.
So as you guys are heading out about midday, you get to
It's not your terrain anyways, that's
Yeah.
why. You're not used to this type
it's
of thing.
barren, plainy hill areas.
Give
It's
you
not
the,
her thing.
the green trees and the...
So on a barren hilltop, you find freshly dug graves.
Dwarf
Well,
size
they
graves.
buried them right then and there for some of them? Or?
No, maybe a dwarf survived.
The earth scraped out of holes is piled nearby, although hastily gathered stones cover the graves, and a faint smell of death hangs in the air, and several vultures are circling overhead.
Yes, well,
What do you do?
I say a prayer for their souls from Pelor.
Are they dwarf-sized graves?
Well, they're graves. They're medium-sized creature graves.
Ah,
Would you like to investigate the graves?
not particularly.
Your trapper friend does have a shovel if you want it.
No.
Why would the ringers of woe bury...
Are there any?
How far away from the ambush site is this?
From what you've heard, quite a distance.
Oh,
So this is just
Are there...
some
I'm
of the
going to
place
ask...
this
out
could
here.
be something else.
I'm going to ask the trapper. Do you know of any homesteads that are in this vicinity?
There's a few homesteads further to the south.
Do you know who these poor souls might have been?
Only suggestion I got is dig them up, maybe.
Do we want to dig them up?
It seems a little strange that there's
It's a
these
little
four-
macabre,
I
yeah.
know, it's a little dark.
But yeah, all these random.
It's
Well,
like,
they need to be buried better, anyways.
perhaps, yes. Perhaps we can exhume from these rocks and properly...
Is there any significance to the way they're buried? Like why weren't the holes filled in? Why was it rocks?
It just looks like it was just hastily done.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
rocks would
quick
be
and
used
dirty.
if you have to quick and dirty.
Hmm.
Because it just seems that it's just a little odd.
Especially
Perhaps
since
we
you can
can
smell
provide
the death.
these
You can tell
souls-
they were not... Think of it as young guns. They were given a young guns burial. Not a proper burial.
I say let us dig a proper grave for these individuals and dispose of their bodies in the local tradition where they are properly buried.
If you give me a religion. Of course, depending on what you find when you dig them up. Oh, you want the
You're using
advantage.
your
I'm
Benny
using
for
my
that?
Benny, okay?
She wants to hit that religion right on the dot.
I only have a +1 in religion, so. Natural 20!
Holy, free holy.
New
On
dice.
my new dice,
On
too.
your new dice, yeah. On the Party Penguins.
Everybody grab a shovel!
Okay, so you actually, and of course the trapper, he's helping. You
Would you not wish to for your own, if it were you that we came across? So the trapper, it's like, I
Okay,
appreciate this.
so when you uncover these graves, you basically can tell almost all of the occupants came to an unnatural death. All from
Like
violence.
weapons from
Murder.
violence. Do they look like they've been robbed? Do they look like they were tortured? Do they
Give
look
me,
like...
give me just a sec.
No.
The first body that you come across, which is the shallowest one, is a dwarf male dressed in artisan robes. It looks like a master smith.
Oh. And I will, as we start to rebury them, I will...
Your natural
I will
20,
say
you recall classic
their-
dwarven prayers.
Yes.
Okay, so you're giving the proper words.
We are taking compassion on their souls and bodies to make sure that they're taken care of in their
The next body that you find literally right under the dwarf, it looks like they're just thrown in the hole together, is a female human, obviously dressed as a warrior, dressed with a red surcoat that has the symbol of a black axe.
Black.
my religion roll would...
It
Let me make
would-
another one.
I will give someone a history.
History. Okay, I got a 0 in history, people.
Well, it
Or
can't
even
hurt to-
insight. I'll even give you an insight.
Insight. I'll go... Oh, yeah,
I
insight.
have a +1 in
Okay, I got a 15.
17.
Yeah.
9.
Okay, pretty much the two of you immediately recognize it when you roll her over and the dust comes off the black axe, that it's the symbol for the military of Mirabar's army.
Oh,
So the human is a soldier in their army.
okay. So the caravan that was attacked, so somebody, yeah. I don't think the Bringers of Woe would have, from what was described...
They wouldn't have buried
From
them.
what was described to me,
Well,
from
these
the
two
elder,
looked very hastily dumped in there,
Yeah.
and they're piled on top of each other.
But why? But from what they, from the horror that was described to be my Milko, the elder who confessed her crimes regarding it, she mentioned that the bringers of woe, did terrible things to them. It just seems strange that they would then hastily bury these corpses rather than just leave them out. So
Hey,
Let's kill some Wolverines.
Well, maybe
I mean,
the hasty burials to keep it from attracting attention.
Yeah.
that's a
actually, the next
possibility.
thing that occurs to Kriv is see if the tracker can find out where the person that buried them went, because
Which way?
what he's thinking is these people that are buried, do they have their equipment?
They do not. They look like they were hastily.
They were
And this
they
isn't
were
the ambush
hostages.
site.
They were hostages, and they tried to make a break for it and got killed in their break.
I was saying, yeah, because this isn't the ambush site. We haven't gotten there yet.
No, we haven't.
So it's just, yeah, it's like,
People killed along the way.
yeah. Does the you tracking people? I would say check to see if you find whoever might have buried these individuals. Perhaps they went off in a certain way. Maybe they were head towards where the ambush site or away from it.
And then the next grave that you dig up, you actually see someone who's laid to rest.
You're not doing- okay.
Oh,
No.
you-
You'll
Yeah,
do it
I was
after.
just
we'll do- okay.
completing the.
So the next grave, the person buried in this grave was buried with great reverence. You can see the way the body's
That
postured.
does not strike me as wool bringers of wool.
It's a human male in a white robe with black feathers at the shoulders.
Feathers again.
Feathers.
Significant.
I'm gonna roll another.
History.
Would this be knowledge again or
This
insight
would be
again?
religion.
Religion. Okay, I'm gonna roll religion.
Very obscure
I got a 9.
religion.
Not me.
I can
Okay.
try, but.
Okay.
13.
Well, it's very obscure, so it's okay that you don't catch the reference. But then the last grave, you immediately recognize when you start moving the one last shovel load. You see a human male a human male in a black cloak, and as soon as you flip that black cloak open, you immediately recognize the stony armor that it's wearing.
Is stony armor like in the Earth ones, the Earth cult guys?
Just like the Bringers of Woe.
So maybe this guy was an Earth cult, or he's some occultist, the one that was reverenced.
He was definitely buried with reverence.
So two of them were not, and two of them were.
It looks like the Earth, they made a cocoon for his coffin.
So two of them were buried with reverence, and two of them were not.
So the two that were buried together, with reverence, obviously worked together with whoever.
Basically, he has destroyed armor that looks like that.
Cool.
Oh, yeah. Cool.
Which you recognize as the Bringers of Woe when you ran into them.
So obviously, okay, so then, yeah, something happened.
Dead so we can kill them again.
Okay.
While these people had no compassion in life, we will show them compassion in death, and we will bury them properly.
Do the ones that were buried with reverence have any equipment?
They do not.
Oh, tell me that didn't get
that deserves
I'm
inspiration.
kind of let's bury the victims and leave the others for the nature to consume.
Ooh,
Vultures.
Yeah, exactly.
There are vultures circling because they can smell the rot from the other two corpses that were just hastily tossed in.
It's like, we know that the Bringers of Woe did this and stuff like that. So if they were buried reverently, I'm sorry, their death should feed the earth that they're destroying.
And they shall still feed the earth, but
the creatures that walk upon it.
And after...
But good deeds, your good deeds, do not diminish by seeing to their corpses.
I'll see to the other ones.
They will be judged on their own. They will be judged on the other.
And as you guys are looking around the surrounding area, you actually find, after moving the dirt around and looking for tracks, you find a very confusing collection of tracks that seem to make no sense.
Okay.
It's like tracks stop, disappear, and then come back somewhere else.
Like they...
When you say disappear...
They leave the ground.
They either leave or they teleport.
Do we see horse footprints?
You might. Give me a nature roll.
Nature.
Maybe the...
21.
I got a 10.
Nature?
Feather spire.
Yeah.
No, the guy had feathers on it.
I got an unnatural 20.
Unnatural 20.
Unnatural
You definitely see some animal tracks.
Flying horses?
You think it might be, could be Griffin-y?
Griffin-y.
Griffin-y.
Feathergale spire
Winged knights
people.
don't mean it's horses.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily.
And you see what, especially with Kriv's role, the confusing angle of wings, tips, hitting the ground, taking flight.
Yeah.
As if you were watching like a giant bird take off.
Yeah.
Because you know how when they transition, they do the wings slap and the feathers whisk the ground?
Yeah. Okay. I think we are definitely going to have to pay a visit to this spire, but I still wish to see the ambush site before we do.
Mm-hmm.
And as you...
Good trapper, can you...
Trapper takes you to nearby one of the taller summits of the little area, and you look in the rise, and you see a good view of the surrounding hills from this vantage point. Several miles to the west, you can make out the tiniest little outline of Red Larch, and the dark, thin line that marks the long road that goes through. And perhaps from this position, it's only about a mile or two to the north, you see a slender tower encircled by large birds.
Feathergale spire.
Would they be black feathers by any chance?
You can't really tell at this distance, unless you have really, really good vision. Does anybody have really, really good vision of any kind?
It doesn't specify
It
that.
doesn't specify.
That tieflings have increased visual prowess.
Give me a perception. We'll see if anyone rolls amazing.
Okay, so let's see
I have
here.
dark.
I can completely accept someone rolling amazing that you make something out.
What are we rolling
I got
with?
a 12.
Perception?
I got a 14.
A 14? You just see bird-like
Bird-like
creatures.
Well, we can go
Okay,
and ask
how
them
far are
about
we
it.
from the ambush site?
So you want to sally forth?
Yes.
I would still like to see it. Perhaps if we find similar tracks, we knew that either obviously they're involved with each other, but
Mm-hmm.
you know.
Well, we have no real proof of it, but that's my instinct.
That's your instinct?
Looking at the world in sort of gray perspective, it could also be that the cultists of the Black Earth simply picked out the survivors and were taking them back to their chambers when the residents of the Spire descended to initially take out the cult members themselves.
Yes.
But it wouldn't make sense why they were buried more reverently than the
But
others.
yes, it would be different if both weren't buried reverently, but both were.
Very good point. But we can look on the positive possible side that perhaps any other survivors, if there were any survivors, they were
Maybe they're at
took them
Featherdale
to the
Spire.
Featherdale Spire.
You could hope. Do we need to take a break?
I do.
Okay. That's going to be a great place to wrap it up there.
Thank you for listening to D&D Journey of the 5th Edition, a member of the Creative Play and Podcast Network. And remember, be careful out there. There be dragons about.